Well, I'm just off to Batemans Bay. What I'm wanting to see is the Clyde River, because it's one of those oyster growing areas which is particularly free of any pollutants. This is what I'm all about, really. It's about fresh produce. So I'm really keen to get these oysters and bring them back for the staff dinner. For me, that's a really good way of communicating with the chefs about what I see, what I like about fresh produce, and why I'm so enthusiastic about things like oysters from the south coast of New South Wales. I've never been here before. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's a little bit overcast, but it should be a nice day out there.
Perfect for us pums. Don't like too much heat, too much sun. Tell me about the water here and what's so special about it.
So what you're going to get is a really good influence between the oceanic water coming in, meeting some of that beautiful fresh water coming down. So it makes one for good growing conditions, but at the same time the flavour profile is quite special.
I like the way you're talking about the oysters. It's almost like that, you know, you're part of their life, really. You know, it matters so much to you, obviously.
Yeah, it is. It's a challenge, but it's something that you sort of grow up with, and it just becomes a part of your life. We use round baskets.
Right.
Put a float inside, and you have a line set at a certain height in the water column. Right. So as the tide will come up, this basket will roll up and over, and as the tide goes down, it rolls back down. So the oyster will never sort of sit still or have that. So what it does, rather than grow long, skinny and things, we're really working on the shape, and it starts to turn it into this beautiful sort of cup.
Crikey, this is science.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, I can see that's a beautiful oyster just by the creaminess of it and the fullness, the amount of meat in there.
Yeah, so that should be good for the party.
Oh, I think that might.
So there we go.
That's what's so nice when they're as fresh as this. You get a hit of the salt of the water. It's quite salty. I thought it would be more, less brackish, but and then the sweetness, that sort of like lingeringness afterwards, with that creaminess in your mouth.
That's
a bit of a moving experience, Ben, to tell you the truth.
It's beautiful. Well, that's what we're out here for. It's all an experience. This is our life every day of the week. So
fantastic.
It's good to have you out here to have a look around and see what it's about. Now what we want to do is run them through a washer, run them through a grater, and make sure we hand select the best and get the best for your event this afternoon.
These look really lovely. I mean, I'm just loving the colours of them, really, and also the shape. That is the result of a lot of thought and a lot of advances in aquaculture to have an oyster that comes out so consistently shaped.
The Sydney Rock is a luxury oyster.
Yeah.
So the flavours, it's quite sweet. It's got the creaminess, but then it's got this after flavour that is, it's hard to explain, but it lingers on your palate. The oysters will sell themselves if we do the right thing, Our job is just to make sure the quality's right, and they'll sell themselves. So it's just now about opening up our farms, opening up the doors, encouraging people to come and have a look and start to tell that story. And, you watch the culture sort of shift, and oyster farmers, will shoot for the stars. Meeting somebody like you, Ben, is the reason why you can say, look, I know these cost a bit more, but you're going to love them, right? Because there's so much love and care and attention in what you do. I love couscous. First time I ever had it was in the sort of late 60s in Paris, Algerian restaurant. Just as a matter of interest, has everybody eaten oysters before? Anybody not tried them? There we go. So that looks pretty nice. We always put seaweed. It actually comes from Jones Beach, which is just by the restaurant. Bit of lemon, bit of shallot vinegar or sauce mignonette, as the French call it.
I just feel that they're used to eating them, then A, when they're actually preparing the oysters, they'll enjoy it more, but B, they'll pass it all on to the wait staff. It's just the more you eat in the hospitality, the more you try stuff, the better informed you become, and therefore the more interesting you are to your customers.
But what do you think?
Beautiful, beautiful, really good.
Yeah. Well, anybody want a second?